Today's equipment and techniques for catching fish through the ice represent a welcome departure from the sport's cold, crude past. Come along this week as we join ice teams Dave Genz and Brian Brosdahl, leaders of the modern ice fishing revolution, fishing for monster mid-March panfish on northern Minnesota's Lake Winnipesaukee. Catching big fish through the ice is child's play, if you go about it the right way. This week on Raghorn Adventures. Raghorn Adventures is brought to you by Wildlife Research Center, America's top brand. Clam Corporation, take a closer look. Davies County, Indiana, treat yourself to Davies County. The U.S. Sportsman's Alliance, join the team that's protecting your rights. Niagara, USA, unbelievable, unforgettable. And Minnesota's Brainerd Lakes area, it's gotta be the water.
When Brian told me we were coming up to northern Minnesota, I was really excited because I love fishing with Dave, and I never fished with Bro before, but I liked him. I've always thought he's a cool dude. I know he knows how to bust a lot of big fish.
Lake Winnie has a tremendous population of perch, and if you look around, you can find some really big perch. We're talking 11, 12, even 13-inch perch. There's a lot of snow. We got a big dumping of snow. We got a cold front, and I wasn't sure how it was going to work out, but I met everybody at breakfast. I told them we got something we got to go to. It's going to be hard to get to, and we got a lot of equipment to bring in. So I put the plow in the front of the truck and opened up the access, and we got out there. Anytime you can go fishing, that's the time to go. Doesn't matter what the weather is. You can always find something.
Well, here they come, Bro.
Yep. No, that's a great way to get around, especially when there's a lot of snow.
Uh-huh.
You know, you can cover a lot of area in the slush. You can just blow right through.
We were fortunate today to have Bro had a plow in his truck and helped us get around with our vehicles. But Rick and I, we still fished off of our cats with the fish house mounted on augers mounted on the front. It makes mobility quick and easy.
Snowmobile's still the best ice fishing rig.
Mobile. Carry a lot of gear.
Yeah.
That's great. Well, we see you got this X2 set up. We'll put McKinzy in there, get her fishing. Then what? You want to pop some holes and?
Yeah, then we'll fish around, but at least she's fishing while we're looking.
Sure. That makes a lot of sense. How many holes are you going to drill?
For her, I'll just drill her one hole here.
Okay.
And this is going to be a big house for you, McKenzie, but at least you'll be warm while we're looking around the lake.
That's right. She's all bundled up. This is McKinzy Smith, our producer's young fisherman, and she's going to show her friends and everybody out there that anybody can catch these fish. Right, Genz? All right. So when Brian told me that he wanted to bring his middle daughter, McKinzy, the fisherman in the family up, I got to tell you, I was a little bit skeptical. These are extreme conditions here in the upper Midwest at this time of year, and I had concerns about how she was going to respond to the cold. But I have to tell you, I was super impressed with how grown up and how actually into the whole ice fishing thing McKinzy actually was. I was really proud of her.
Let's reel up that slack now.
It's stuck.
There you go. There you go. Well, he's got it. You got it. Lift up. Lift up. You got him.
Whoa.
Good job. Look at that. That was pretty easy, huh?
Yeah.
Teaching young kids about modern ice fishing is really an important thing to do. You take them out on the ice and you give them an old stick that Grandpa had, and they get cold, they don't have much fun. But when you teach them modern ice fishing, how a Vexilar works, how an underwater camera, you can actually view these fish, and they got little miniature rod and reels. They look like they're kid size.
Put our Vexilar back in there so we can see what's going on. Okay, there's your bait. There's a fish coming up to it. You got him. Lift up. Reel down.
Good job, McKinzy. See? Now this ice fishing's fun, isn't it?
Yeah.
We're inside, we've got our heater going.
There's enough heat in this house with the sun and the heater that it's just beautiful.
I got him.
So you can tell parents all over the country who have kids, they don't need to be scared to take their kids ice fishing.
McKinzy, being a second grader, she did as well as the adults did out there, reading that Vexilar and catching some fish, even kind of northern through the ice. So kids can have so much fun ice fishing, especially when you teach them the modern way.
Here, let me pull that transducer out of the hole for you. Look at that, McKinzy.
Wow.
That's getting better, huh? Look at that. That's what we came for right there. Big fat perch.
Stick around. Ice Team Master Dave Genz shares his tricks for catching the biggest fish beneath the ice.
So sometimes you got to figure out how to pick the bigger ones out of these schools when there's all sizes down there.
When Raghorn Adventures returns.
What do you think of that? Do you think you might grow a goatee like bro someday? Wouldn't that be cool? Oh, that's right, you're a girl. Oh, you're a girl, I forgot. Hey, go get me a juice box.
You know, I like Josh. You know, he's a great guy, and he's kind of an artist. And if I could describe him in any way, he's kind of like, you know, abstract. You know, sometimes he's there, sometimes he's not. But when he's not there, he's usually catching fish.
There he is. Oh, it's a good one.
Oh, yeah. Oh, that is so cool.
He's not that long, but he's fat. See how fat he is?
Yeah, it's kind of almost as fat as the one I caught. Right?
Beautiful.
Well, they're back in here again. There's all kinds of fish down there. I've caught 4 or 5 little ones, but there's a bunch of them around. Them big ones are here too. Oh, there he is. Oh, this feels like, look, again, one of them bigger ones. I bet I caught a dozen that I threw back, and then you catch one like this. Wow, look at that one. Now that is what you call a jumbo perch. He certainly wasn't going to get away. Get on that flyer jigging spoon today has been just the bait for the big ones.
You know, I started with a frosty jigging spoon and switched to the new Rattling flyer spoon, you know, considerably larger size. And when we did that, the number of fish I caught went down, but the size went up. So that's an important thing to remember when you're out there. If you've got a lot of small fish going down there, upsize that bait so you don't catch as many of them small ones. You know, you'll see a lot of fish come up on the Vexilar that don't bite, but you know, if you downsize, yeah, you'll make them bite, but they're going to be small. We upsized, and we were able to catch some 12 and 13-inch perch in these schools of thousands of smaller fish.
Well, it seems like this has been working, using them bigger spoons, pitching it aggressive, and them little ones are down there, and all of a sudden, a big one will come in and he'll hit it. And you can just tell when it's a bigger fish, because they bite so much better. Now there's what we've been looking for. So that's a way to catch them bigger ones out of the pack of smaller ones. And that's a lot of the fishing we have to deal with. There's little fish and big fish all mixed together, and somehow you got to make them big fish bite. And that's what we're doing today, is using this flyer jigging spoon with a rattle in the side of it yet, enable us to catch some of these bigger perch right out of this herd of small ones.
And now it's time for Raghorn's Heritage Focus, exploring the past, present, and future of our outdoor traditions.
You know, according to a study conducted by U.S. Fish and Wildlife Service, more Americans participate in the sport of fishing than they do in golf, tennis, and basketball combined. And with good reason. Fishing isn't just enjoyable, it's affordable and readily accessible from almost anywhere in America. Of course, it's also a great way to provide a delicious meal for your family. But hold on, there's another great thing about fishing. It's a great way to teach our youngsters about the natural world and our outdoor traditions. When we take our youngsters fishing, remember it's all about fun. So keep in mind some do's and don'ts. Do, keep your kids comfortable. One way I keep my youngsters comfortable is I bring plenty of snacks. Most kids can't focus on anything, much less the fun of fishing, when their tummies are hungry. Bring other items to ensure that kids stay comfortable as well, such as sunscreen, bug spray, first aid basics, and appropriate clothing. Don't plan on doing much fishing yourself. Your primary focus should be keeping things fun and interesting. Do things correctly and you'll be too busy to fish yourself. Don't drive too far or fish too long once you get there. Leave a little fishing desire in the bank for the next fishing trip. The rewards are many when you take a young person fishing, but the real reward for adults is knowing that a successful trip could be that seed that grows into a lifelong love of the outdoors, stewardship for the land, and love and respect for the animals that all live there. I'm Brian Smith, and that's this week's Heritage Focus. Hey, can you introduce a youngster to the great outdoors? Sure you can. See you next week.
Well, it has warmed up a little bit today. Not much. We've still got ice in the guides and on the lines, but it started about -7 today, and we're up to about 0. Dave and McKinzy are fishing in the fish traps. I'm moving around trying different holes, but I tell you, even at 0, slight wind, the wind at your back, sun at your face, wearing your ice armor suits, it's like wearing a portable fish house.
They're running in voracious packs, and when they come through, they just eat. Here comes one. I'm going to make them race up to get it. Oh, there we go. Wow, that one's not alone. This one's a heavy one. It's a stiffer rod. Oh, nice. Oh, what a beauty. There's a hog.
Nice fish, bro.
On that flyer spoon, Josh. Look at that thing.
Beautiful.
You just
We're
inhaled
weeding
it.
through the fish. We're weeding through the smaller fish with those big jigs.
No doubt. We started out with smaller frosties, and going to these bigger flyer spoons really makes the difference. They got a lot of action, but the most important thing is they catch fish. Look at this thing. What a beauty. Lip them like a bass. Oh, I love it. This one will taste good too. We might have to give you guys a fish fry later today.
Well, you know, we had to work hard to get to our fish and a little bit of scouting, but the fish that did come through all have holes in their lips now. The big panfish went back. We threw back the big bluegills and threw back the bigger crappies, and the smaller ones ate really well.
If you ever wondered why anybody on earth would want to fish for panfish, this is why right here.
Some of the best ice fishing is yet to come. You know, here in Minnesota, we're ice fishing until mid-April, and you know, the weather starts really getting nice. So you come back to the office with a sunburn, and everybody thinks you went south, and here you just went ice fishing.
Yeah.
We threw back the big ones, as you have already seen, and kept the smaller ones for eating because they're the best ones. And when you throw that big one back, we got a chance to catch it again. You know, many people have struggled throwing back panfish because they will say, well, somebody else will just keep it. Well, if somebody else catches it, that means catch and release work because somebody else caught it. So throw the big ones back, keep the small ones, and everybody will catch more big ones in the long run.
Stick around.
Oh, look at this!
Raghorn Adventures will return.
We are ice fishing today.
Well, we got over 30 inches of ice right now, and right now a lot of people are thinking, let's go to spring break. They're going to head to Florida or some beaches in the saltwater. We're thinking ice, and we just love it. This is the time of year when the fish start schooling up again. They move shallow. They're in transition, and they don't get much bigger. The perch are big, and they're active. And the bluegills and crappies are pretty much all in the same areas. A little earlier, Dave got stuck in a snowbank, kind of one that I made with the plow.
Dave got his van stuck, so stay tuned. This could be a while.
It's just a matter of the buddy system. Have some tow ropes with you, and have some shovels with you, because sometimes you hang up in the snow.
Oh, thank you. McKinzy's giving me a large piece of pizza to eat while I wait.
There's another one down there.
Yep, here he comes.
Oh, there he is.
Nice work, Dave.
Well, that was the treat to see them fish down there. Drill this new hole. That is the key to catching these fish. So if they aren't down there, you just got to move.
Got to move to them.
And when you find them...
Oh, look at that. Now that's a bluegill. Now that is a bluegill.
You know, that's, I don't know, got to be close to 10 inches, probably 9.5 for sure.
Yeah. That's a good one. Boy, look how thick he is, too. I mean, what a great fish.
That is a dandy.
Well, bro just drilled some holes for me over here, so I'm going to slide in behind you.
This one's too big to keep. I can't be cutting one that size.
No.
There he goes.
The bluegills, when we got into that presentation in that deeper water, you know, it seemed like some of the bigger fish were up higher, and that was almost a gimme when they would come up higher, you'd get up above them, and they'd come up to it and get it. But a lot of the fish were right down next to the bottom. They were mixed in with these little crappies of 3 different year classes, probably a yearling, a 2-year and 3-year-old fish, I suppose they were. They were definitely different in year classes, and you kind of had to weed through them. But with practice reading your Vexilar, which we all got plenty of out there in the last couple of days, you would suddenly sense that down by the bottom, in amongst these fluttery lines, would be a nice solid band, you know, and them are the ones you would start working and bringing up off the bottom.
Okay, I got this one way up off the bottom here. Coming up. Oh, there he got it. Boy, that one finally showed up about 4 or 5 feet off the bottom. And, oh, come on there. Oh, there he is. Oh, there, that's a grunting and groaner had me going there. If I switched up, I put a bigger hook on. You know, these fish have been down there running up to it, running back. I finally decided to go with a bigger hook. I got a number 10 Genz worm on here in red glow. And you know, sometimes that is the trick, is to upsize your baits. I don't care what species of fish you're fishing. When the bite gets tough, we tend to downsize and we end up catching smaller fish. I've learned the last few years that I'll put on more bait and upsize my bait, fish more aggressively, and then you can trigger these bigger fish into biting.
You know, the old story always was on a dark day, use a dark color. On a bright day, use a bright color. In modern ice fishing, on the dark days, we now use glow colors, the Technoglow. Red glow is the brightest, blue glow is the longest, and then there's green and yellow in between. So if you're using a lure that you're jigging and bringing up and down all the time, it's best to use a red glow at that. And if it's a set line, got a minnow down there, or a line you're not jigging much, then you use a blue glow because it'll glow the longest. So it's just some of the tips that can help you catch more fish on a regular basis.
Oh, I got one going here too. See if he follows it up. Got it. There you go. Well, that's a good fish. Here he comes. Ooh, nice gill. Nice gill. Look at that, folks. Huh? Don't forget about the month of March in the upper Midwest. I know you're rearing to get the boat out and hit the lakes down south. Come up northern Minnesota, catch a bunch of these. That'll get rid of those late winter blues. Well, Dave would say that fish is much too big to keep, and I agree with him. So he's gonna go back down the hole for somebody else to catch. See you, buddy, thank you. So obviously, the ice team's setting us up with all our gear. We don't use anything else, but it's nice when you go to do a shoot with these guys, you don't have to bring your own gear because they've got it all. Dave actually let me fish with his new signature series Genz stick. It's 25-inch, totally new taper rod, great panfish rod. Had a wonderful, almost like a cigar grip on it that really fit your hand wonderfully. We're up north in Minnesota. You're not supposed to catch fish like that up here.
Oh, you're not.
Especially not through the ice.
There's plenty of big bass. Look at the lips. I wonder why they're so black.
I don't know. Boy, that is a pretty fish, though. Pretty largemouth. He's got some spots on this side, too. Look at that golden color, though.
Yes.
Golden color. What a big, healthy fish. I love that rod so much, and I tell you what, Dave doesn't know it now, but I've got that rod in my duffel bag right now. It's going back to Indiana with me. This is actually a new rod and reel that you've got coming out for next year, correct?
That's correct. That's one of the new models, a 25-inch, 2 to 4 pound test. That one's rated for. We got 2 pound on it. We're on the low end, but it'll handle a little heavier line. New reel.
What I really like about it is this handle. You can see how I'm grabbing the reel like this. Your finger just touches the blank right there enough. It gives you a little more sensitivity. The way that's tapered
nice short
up.
handles on there. You know, just a nice comfort when you're hanging on to it. So
definitely.
We've got quite a bit of time. Got 3 years of developing these Genz series rods, and this is the 3rd generation here now, so they just keep getting better.
That's right. You got her right. Well, sure did a number on that largemouth. I'm going to get back down the hole.
Okay.
Oh, this is a nice one.
Hi, I'm trying.
He's a good one.
I can't.
Oh, nice one, nice one.
Oh my god, I can't do it.
An eel pout.
Whoa!
Look at that! All right! Nice job!
Go get it, Uncle Josh!
Stick around. Raghorn Adventures will return.
We kept our bait alive today in the Strike Master bait puck. It's been around for a couple years now, and it's really been nice to help keep your bait around, especially in these cold days that we were fishing that was below zero. It's a little insulated cup about the size of a hockey puck. Unique design that just a quarter of a turn and the lid removes and goes right back on again. A lot better than little plastic cups they give you in the bait stores that end up with the bait in your pocket.
I was super proud of McKinzy, and though she doesn't know it now, I know at some point in her life she's going to look back and say, it was Dave Genz and Brian Brosdahl that taught me how to ice fish, and that's something really special.
For more information on anything you've seen on today's show, log on to raghorn.com. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next week on Raghorn Adventures. Raghorn Adventures is brought to you by Wildlife Research Center, America's top brand. Clam Corporation. Take a closer look. Davies County, Indiana. Treat yourself to Davies County. The U.S. Sportsman's Alliance. Join the team that's protecting your rights. Niagara, USA. Unbelievable. Unforgettable. And Minnesota's Brainerd Lakes area. It's gotta be the water. Closed captioning provided by the U.S. Sportsman's Alliance, fighting for your hunting, fishing, and trapping rights from coast to coast. Join now and be eligible to win a trip to star in an upcoming episode of Raghorn Adventures while bear hunting in Alaska. Call and join today, or go to ussportsman.org for more information.